Boop, boop a doop a doop. Hello, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hilka. I'm an empath, and I just like doing these little talks on how I feel about things. Today I feel pretty good. Yeah. It's a good day. It's overcast. It's chill. It's a little cool. And Stanley's out here with me. He was sitting on the sunning chair. I like to put forth my intentions, and every now and again I'll play the what if game, you know. I get these wild ideas about how the world ought to be, could be, and I don't know, I say them out loud. Maybe it'll happen, huh? Some things can't be changed. I guess everything can be changed. It's all energy. Um, uh, we all have the power to change our course of direction on where we want to guide our light and point our vibe, and people are making choices right now. There's a lot of changes. There's a lot of things changing. It's how people, it's the resistance of that change is what's causing a lot of pain and suffering them to themselves. See, people don't believe that could be something bigger and better out there for them because they limit themselves with their own thoughts and ideas, you know. I was like thinking about it with all this stuff that's coming up with, it's always important. I was one of those kids that needed to be protected or whatever. We all have our story. We all have our path, and some stories have darker stuff earlier in the story. So, well, what I believe is everything is a balance, and everything has energy. There's dark and light to everything. There's masculine and feminine to everything, and if something dips too far into one or the other, then that's when there's problems that are caused. And I watch enough news to know what's going on in the world, and karma's got to come into a better factor because man is freaking weird, man. There's 3 commanders that were so stupid. It's like the higher up you are, it's like the more untouchable you are, and you can do whatever you want. There are these freaking 3 commanders over in Iraq of the elite. I hope I'm never elite. Oh dear, I hope I'm never elite, because those elite people do freaking weird stuff, man. Weird stuff. The elite. They're creepy. The elite. It's not something I ever wanted to be. Anyway, these commanders, were in charge of these Navy SEALs and these Navy. See, that's the thing is you feed people's egos and they do whatever they want. And if they dip dark, then they're gonna, you keep doing what they want. They're gonna give themselves free rein, and they don't have discipline. They have it where it's needed. But people that are that disciplined in some areas, that the lack of discipline is going to slip through a little side notch somewhere, and that's when they dip in their dark. And that's what these freaking elite freaking Navy SEALs did. Did all kinds of dirty things over there in Iraq. And what happens to the commanders? What happens to the commanders? I'll tell you what happens to commanders. Nothing. Different assignment. I got more freaking more of a consequence of drinking and driving on a military installment than those freaking people will ever do for freaking raping and freaking killing innocent people. Another what if is, what if thou shalt not harm children was a 10th commandment? I was looking at the commandments because I'm not into organized religion, and I was thinking, what are they all about? And the last 4 to me are more about not wanting other stuff. But if I look around the world, I'm like, people are coveting left and right. That's exactly what they're doing, Are people even getting into relationships anymore out of love? I know that there are people that are. Okay? I know that. But it seems like more people are getting into them out of desperation. That's what it seems like to me. It's more people are getting, oh yeah, you're good enough, you'll do. Put her there, you know, all that, whatever, you know. What if people started getting quiet and going with inside and connecting to something, you know, something different than they ever thought? No, why would you do that? That would deem you out of control. Oh my goodness, what people do for control is just bizarre for me, man. They ruin psyches out of control. They freaking break things out of control. The harm that's done out of control. Well, guess what? I relinquish all control. You all could have it, because these are the ones that are shorting out. The more people have control over every situation in their life, now is the time the planets are lining up. No, I sound like a broken record. I don't even mind. It bears repeating over and over again, is that we've had an opportunity to do better and people haven't taken it, and things are getting worse. So, it's a kind of a stick close to home kind of a feeling. The moon is, I don't know, waxing or waning. What is it? Waning, go within, waxing, go with, you know, step out. It's all so much. I got to keep things into balance, because I know I I pay I pay particularly extra attention, close attention to balance, because I know of what obsession is, because of my obsession about drinking. And sometimes when I tell people, I remember the last person I was trying to convince of something, it was someone I know as her mom, and I was like, you know, I'm trying to put this out of my mind, and I'm trying to show her that it keeps being put back in there, you know, for whatever reason. And I'm going on doing my own stuff and moving on with stuff, and this is still happening, you know, and those are what synchronicities are, and that's what the universe, you know, gives you these little clues as to, you know, what's best for you in the direction which you should go, you know. Most people just don't listen to them. Most people just ignore their own intuition, and then because they want to get wrapped up with something that looks good, or, you know, feels good, or whatever, and these things that they're finding that are looking good and feeling good aren't even lasting, you know. It's not lasting. So people are being made to go inside and find their own bliss, their own enjoyment, you know. And a lot of that doesn't have to do with frickin' most of it, none of it has to do with frickin' the economic system. Isn't that funny? So, verbal pauses. What else? Drink my little decaf coffee. Mom's up around, had her breakfast. Mom, yeah. You know, and thank goodness for astrology, because it helps me navigate around her too, because, you know, it's like, I don't know what, you know, but I know that Sagittariuses are kind of going through some stuff right now, and it's a kind of a rough time for them, depending on how their placements are. And Mom slept in, you know, today, and, you know, it drives me crazy. It's like I try and give her free reign, and just to do whatever she wants, to live in her own freedom, and she's just limits herself. She's always had a very limiting mentality of restrictive, no, like, she recognizes that one of her past lives she was a nun and very devout, and so I think that's carried over. But anyway, she's very proud and she's a freaking hider. And she does this thing, like, every time I walk in the room, she's hiding something. It's like, why? You know, because you can do whatever you want, because you're a grown woman and you have the autonomy to eat what you want, you know. Go do it. I encourage you. If there's someplace you want to go, I'll take you there. And it's that some people have that thing in them that is just in them, and you gotta love them around it, you know. People haven't really tried to love me. They just discard me. I just get discarded. I'm just the weird kid. I was just always the weird kid that people wouldn't even bother with. But God, I think about all the stuff they're missing out on. And, well, it's on them, not me, you know. I've learned how to be my own best friend about 4 years ago. Took me 41 years to become my own best friend, and I'm not gonna, you know, I've done things where I've hurt my friends, and I wasn't a very good friend, because I didn't know what that was like to be a very good friend. And then when I learned how to be a good friend, it's like I started attracting better people in my life, and then I moved out here, and then everything stopped. They're shifting gears, and they're about ready to get going again, and I'm just maintaining my daily disciplines here, and here in a little bit I'll go meditate and continue to look for the most positive in every situation. And I'm a human being. Sometimes I fall short, so recognize your human status. Hopefully the humanity will be bigger than the ego today. And that's all I got. Hope you have a rad day. Peace. Where's my in-stream option? Stop streaming. Yes.